David and Holly Kemp are two people whose lives have been changed by the fires. They live in Queensland, but their property was destroyed by fire. I had a chance to talk to them a little bit earlier this evening about not just what that's like to go through that experience, the struggle that they have from here, but there's a couple of things that have kept them absolutely grounded, connected to the real world and reminded of the simple things over the past few days. One is their little girl, and the other, as you will notice, is David's dad in the background, who, even though they were doing an interview on national television, he had to go in and out about 150 times. So the sound you may hear every now and then is the sound of the screen door opening and closing. God love Queensland and God love these guys.
It's been tough. It's been an emotional roller coaster, up and down of good times or sad times, and
yeah, I guess we've sort of gone through a few different stages of emotions, from being completely, I guess, in shock, to probably that next stage of the understanding of actually what has happened, to which obviously brought on a lot of new emotions, where there's moments when we're standing in the middle of the shops and just bursting into tears, for example. So so we're getting there, baby steps, as we keep saying to each other, but it's definitely been a tough time for everyone, I think.
What was the fight like? Were you able to try to defend the property? Were you not able to get near it? Tell us that story.
Didn't even have a chance. Like it came across so quick. It was on the doorstep within, I think, 15 minutes. I saw the smoke, and I questioned a friend, is this something I should be worried about? And they said it's a fierce moving fire. You've got to get out quick. And I had basically 10 minutes, I think, to grab our 2-year-old daughter and our dogs and throw them in the car and get out. David was in Brisbane at the time with a dislocated shoulder, and I didn't have time. I left with the 3-story wall of fire in front of our gate, and the fence on fire, and spot fires in the garden, and ambers going everywhere. So it just came over so quick. I can't explain how quick it was, and
And that classic question about when you're in the middle of all of that chaos and all of that emotion, all of that panic, you've got to decide, can you take something? Did you take anything? Did you get anything out?
We got some wedding prints off the wall, and a couple of other little photos that were lying around. We got myself and Ruby and the dogs, and just fled, really. It was terrifying. It was so black. It was dark. There were ambers everywhere. Ruby was saying, "Mummy, I just want it to be daytime again. Mummy, I don't
like this dark time.
Don't like nighttime."
Well, it's that thing where, when you've got, as you say, when you've got a little one involved, it makes it even more urgent, didn't it, to get out of there?
Definitely, and trying to keep you calm while being so panicked at the same time, so that she didn't freak out. And but I think she sensed it at the end there, and I was just like, in the car, and dogs in the car, and just go.
I really hate when people on television ask questions like, so what was it like to go back there? The answer would be shithouse. So I'll ask you, a few days later, how long did it take to work out, where are we going to stay, what are we going to do? Who's taken the charge there? Which one of you is the one who's been able to step up and make some key decisions here?
We're still trying to work that out. The council here at Noosa Council have been fantastic support for us. They're jumping in and offering us anything that they can, and trying to find us accommodation and all. Luckily, we've got my parents down the road to start with, so it's nice to be around family and all of it at this time of massive emotional needs and support with Ruby, and trying to keep her life normal, I guess. So we've got that to start with, but in the long term, once we get over this, I think, first week and sort out a few things with insurance and going forward. There's a lot of big decisions to make and all. So
yeah, I mean, we can definitely try and get I guess our own little space for this interim period until we build, and try and keep Ruby's life as normal as possible, so that it's, you know, just try and keep it, you know, so that she has a 2-year-old, you know, life, and it's not, you know, so this doesn't actually impact her too much, and you know, just try and keep her I guess, you know, communicating with her and us if she's got any concerns. We're just trying to, you know, keep it open and talk about it. So that's been probably key from both of us, that we were both very aware of that, and keeping her in the forefront of, you know, most of our decisions moving forward.
Well, the best thing about kids, and again, none of this is meant to comfort, it is so complicated, but the best thing about kids is that kids, you know, they only live the world that they're in, the one that they're presented with. So, you know, a different place to stay for a little while. Obviously, there's going to be questions about, you know, her favourite this and her favourite that, but you guys seem, you know, and it's so impressive to see that that your little girl is your focus, and as long as you got her, when they say we've lost everything, you've lost a lot of stuff, absolutely, but when you've got her, you well and truly have got everything, haven't you?
it is like everything. Like there's little memories from the house and stuff, and we have lost paintings that my grandma did and that sort of stuff, but I guess in the end they are just possessions. They would have been lovely things to pass down as family heirlooms and all along the time, but the most important thing is...
Is that Dad in the background? What's happened? Because we've been polite, we've tried to ignore him as he's opening and closing is Dad all right? Let's check if Dad's okay. Is Dad all right? Whose dad is that?
Yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah, okay.
Just trying to get dinner going, I think.
I love Australia. It doesn't stop for anything, let alone talking to a fat bloke on the telly via Skype. So I'll leave you guys alone. I just wanted to say, you know, please, if there's anything you need, you know, you need a friend on telly to bash up an insurance company or to wave a finger at a poly, you've got our number, so always stay in.
Don't start us on the pollies. Oh,
you feel free to say whatever you want right now. You're on national telly, Dale.
No,
they've been amazing. The council up here is really right behind us, and you know, that extends right out to all of the different, you know, the Salvos and Red Cross and
community
Lifeline
and
it's too many to actually name them all. I think
strangers coming up to us in the street.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry. And, you know, and that's been, you know, right from, I guess, since it's happened, very heartwarming and even overwhelming for us. Like that's the sort of thing that actually breaks us down, and we're sort of just so humbled by the support that everyone's given us. And
it's that thing where, you know, Australia, a lot of people want to have a go at it, but, you know, you're people that have gone through the worst of what it can throw at us naturally, and there's a lot of people who come out of the walls. You never felt so loved as when something terrible happens to you. And
it's like,
it's a weird feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, like we got a note from someone saying, my house burnt down in 2016, so I know how it feels, and then here's $100, you know, just really, you know, right behind us, and we really thank the local community support. So, you know, it's not much, but hope it helps. That kind of stuff is just so, it's so heartwarming. So.
Well, Holly and David, you're a perfect example of how, even if it's the hardest thing in the world, 1 foot in front of the other, 1 millimetre, 1 millimetre,
one little baby step at a time.
It is just the only way, but that's the spirit, and that's a wonderful example. And the most important heirloom to hand to your daughter is how you handle adversity. So, good on you guys. I'm sorry that we meet under these circumstances, but I look forward to hearing much better stories from you guys in what is going to be a big life to come for both you and that little girl.
Thank you.
Lovely, thank you.